Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Today we are going to start our chapter 19 from Bahar-e-Shariat version 16, which is about respect for the Qur'an and other books. To do gold or silver gilding on the Qur'an is permissible, as this increases the respect in the eyes of the public. To put in Arabs and nuqtas is mustahsan, means commendable. Arabs and nuqtas here refers to punctuation signs in the text of Qur'an. Because if this were not done, then most people would not be able to recite it, means the Qur'an, correctly. Similarly, it is permissible to insert a symbol denoting a sajda on the ayat-e-sajda. Ayat-e-sajda refers to the verses of the Qur'an which make it compulsory for one to make sajda on reciting or listening to it. And inserting a symbol denoting a waqf. Waqf refers to the stopping sign, or a symbol denoting a ruku and the tashir. In other words, the inserting of a sign after every 10 verses. Similarly, it is also permissible to write the names of the surahs and to write how many verses there are. Nowadays, there is also the practice of publishing translations of the Holy Qur'an. If the translation is a proper one, then there is also no objection to this being printed with the Qur'an-e-Majeed, as this assists one in understanding the meaning of the verse. However, the translation should not be published by itself, means the Quranic text in Arabic should be included. To use the pages of a history book as a spine of the Qur'an or as a covering for the books of tafsir or fiqh is permissible. The calligraphy in the Qur'an should be very beautiful and should be written clearly. The paper and the ink that is used for this purpose should also be of excellent quality, allowing it to look good to the one who looks at it. Some publishers print or inferior paper using calligraphy that is not good or not clear and using inferior quality ink. This should never be the case. To minimize the hajm of the Holy Qur'an is makruh. Hajm here refers to the thickness and volume of the Qur'an. An example of this is that nowadays certain publishers have published Ta'wizi Qur'an-e-Majeed, the text of which is so small that it cannot even be read. Actually, even the pocket edition of the Holy Qur'an should not be published, as its hajm is also minimized immensely. If the Qur'an-e-Majeed, means its pages etc., become old and unraveled and is no more in a condition whereby it may be used for recitation, and if there is a risk of its pages becoming separated and thus lost, it should be wrapped in a clean piece of cloth and buried with care in a protected place, means in a place where it will not be disrespected. When burying it, a lahad must be made. Lahad here refers to a niche like that which is preparing in a grave, so that no sand falls on it. One may also place a piece of plank over it, like a roof, and then throw in the sand, so that sand does not fall on it. If the text and pages of the Mushaf Sharif becomes old and unraveled, it should not be burned. The significance of the dictionaries and books of Sarf and Nahv. Books of Sarf and Nahv here refers to book of grammar, morphology and syntax. So the dictionaries and books of Sarf and Nahv are alike. The books of each can be kept on the books of the other, and the books of Ilm al-Kalam should be kept above these. Ilm al-Kalam refers to books of theological rhetoric. On top of that should be kept the books of fiqh and the books of ahadith. Guidance and books of authentic du'as should be kept above the books of fiqh. The books of tafsir should be kept above this, and the Qur'an-e-Majeed should be kept right at the top. Clothing, etc. should not be kept on the trunk or casket wherein the Qur'an is being kept.